Hello and welcome. I'm Craig Harrington, and today's topic is the Buy American Clause of the Economic Stimulus Package. The House of Representatives recently passed the Economic Stimulus Bill with $825 billion in federal allotments and spending attached. Of this $825 billion, only about 5%, or approximately $42 billion, will be used on necessary infrastructure and construction projects. $42 billion is a tiny proportion of the overall sum. And of this tiny proportion, an even smaller amount will be used on federal steel purchases and other procurements. Nonetheless, this tiny portion of the overall $825 billion spending project has been the cause of much congressional consternation. The United States Chamber of Commerce and the Republican Party have stood as a block against the idea of having Buy American clauses into federal procurement bills. But this raises an interesting question. Why is the concept of the federal government being forced to buy from American producers even a problem? Shouldn't it go without question that the United States government buy from U.S. companies? The United States Defense Department recently tried to contract out its bid to build new air refueling platforms to European consortium Airbus. They would have won the contract to build all United States Air Force air refueling tankers for the next generation. The U.S. government has even contracted out to foreign producers to build Marine One, which is the President's personal helicopter, and has entered into talks with Airbus to build the new generation of Air Force One, which is the President's personal airliner. There is no reason for the federal government to ever spend any of our money overseas buying foreign products. Let private business and private individuals do what they want and buy what they wish. But the U.S. government, at the very least, should be the last bastion of patriotic spending. There are plenty of contractors, construction workers, architects, designers, and engineers right here in the United States who are in desperate need of work and would be vitally important parts of any federal projects. Why should a U.S. steel mill have to compete against an Indian or a Russian manufacturer? Why should a U.S. concrete supplier have to compete against a foreign firm which is state subsidized? We need to get over the idea of putting a Buy American clause on some parts of federal projects, and we need to start putting Buy American clauses on all of it. All workers on federal projects should be Americans. All designers, all engineers, and all products that go into the project should be American. This seems to go without question. It's a no-brainer. Why would we even consider hiring foreign firms, hiring foreign workers, or buying foreign products for an American project? Especially a project which is meant to stimulate our economy. What better way to grow the economy than to employ Americans on an American project? The United States needs to start spending your money more wisely, and it needs to start doing so on projects that we can endorse. Somehow, half of the United States government, the Republican half, and the United States Chamber of Commerce have unilaterally stood against any Buy American clauses, and there's no reason to. These things would help America. They would stimulate the economy, and they would increase growth. On behalf of concerned citizens, I'm Craig Harrington with EconomyInCrisis.org News.